Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be doing a full face of my current makeup favorites. Some of these are newer launches, some of these are staples that I absolutely love in my current collection, but let's go ahead and get started with foundation and primer. The combination that I have really been enjoying is the Power Grip Primer from e.l.f. So we're going to apply this first along with the Shape Tape Cloud Coverage Foundation. The shade is in medium tan. I'm finding that these two products combined helps to give me a really nice kind of overall glass-like finish. It really helps, the Super Grip Primer really helps to hold the foundation to my skin. That makes any sense. And underneath foundation, not just the current Tarte shape one that I'm using. Every foundation except for one, which it was just the foundation, it was not the primer, has looked absolutely beautiful over this primer. Take a little bit and just a couple of pumps onto my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. This is my current absolute favorite makeup sponge. I have oily skin, so of course, you know, when it comes to a primer, foundation, product, I need it to give me a nice bit of oil control. I need it to be a little bit mattifying. This gripping primer really does a great job of that. The foundation lasts all day. The finish lasts for hours. I have found myself being able to go the entire day and only having to touch up maybe once. And at the end of the day, it looks the way that it did when I first applied it. Very natural, very soft, and like I said, it gives me a kind of a glass luminescent finish that doesn't look like greasy or oily. It's really, really beautiful. I'm going to add just a little bit of the Becca Under Eye Corrector. This is in medium deep, and then I'm going to use the LA Cover Ultimate Coverage Concealer. I absolutely love this for me. I think this is like $4. I got this from Five Below. My shade is in Golden. I did order the one from Kosas, but when it came, it was just a little bit too light. It was like a couple of shades too light, which is weird because I shade matched it, you know, with the website, and I picked the shade according to what the model was wearing. I got, I think it was like medium natural, medium warm neutral or something like that. But when I got it, it was at least a couple of shades lighter. It didn't look like it did the swatch and everything in the photo on the website, and it certainly didn't look like the shade that the model was wearing. But I have to say that the customer service with Kosas is really, really good. I emailed them the same day that I got the foundation in the mail, and I told them that I needed to exchange it. It was too light. The very next morning, they emailed me back and they asked me which shade I needed, and I told them which one I wanted. Within maybe an hour, the order had been put in, and the next day it was shipped. So I have the right shade currently on the way, and I'm extremely happy about that. I was worried. I didn't know what their exchange return policy was going to be. I didn't know if I was going to have to return the shade they already had, but no, they told me to go ahead and keep it, share it with a friend. I wouldn't have to return it, and I'm very excited. So as soon as that comes, I'm going to do a try on and a wear test. I was hoping to do that this weekend, but since I got the wrong shade, there was just no way that was going to work. At first I was thinking maybe I could work with the shade, but you know, once I actually swatched and all that, I was like, yeah, this is too light. It's not going to work for me. I gave it to my daughter, whose skin tone is a little bit lighter than mine. Ironically, it's slightly too deep for hers, but it'll work. And then like in the spring, the summer, when she gets a little more tan, it's going to be absolutely perfect on her. I'm going to set everything down with the Milani Translucent Light to Medium. This is the Make It Last setting powder. I have really been loving this one. This was in my rotation last week. I've been using it off and on pretty much the entire month of February. It gives me the most smoothest diffused look to my skin. Blurs the pores, just kind of smooths everything out. It's very long wearing. I have been loving this powder. This one and the one from Beauty Bakery, the Flower Setting Powder in Oat, which is their translucent one. So beautiful. The finish is absolutely gorgeous. But I just like to take my sponge on the side that I don't have any foundation on, and I like to just kind of press it into the skin. I've tried using brushes to apply face powder, and I just find that the sponge just works better. It just disperses the product a little more naturally, And using it this way, I'm pushing it like directly into the skin, into the foundation, so it really helps everything to last longer. I like to make sure I get all down my neck so that everywhere is blended in nicely. My daughter's car is going to get a little bit of work done to it. She called me on Wednesday or texted me and said that the car was not starting. And her boyfriend got on the phone, and what he was saying was that all the lights were coming on, the radio was coming on, everything on the dashboard was coming on, but when she went to try to turn the key, it was just clicking, like nothing was happening. It wasn't trying to turn over or anything, so we were thinking that maybe it was the starter. She went on ahead and she left the car there on Thursday and Friday. My husband came in like early this morning, Saturday, and then we went out there. And I took her Thursday morning to school, and we went back over by her car so that she could try to see if it would start, and it was doing the same thing. It was just clicking, nothing was happening. So when my husband got here, we went over to look at the car, not today, yesterday. Today's Sunday, yesterday, Saturday. And he went on ahead and he hooked the battery from her car to the battery in mine, and it did start up. He kind of let it sit there for a minute. So basically what we discovered was that it was not the start. It was in fact the battery, like she just like run it down or something. We took it over to AutoZone, and one of the employees came out and they tested the alternator, tested the battery, just wanted to make sure that they were on par and they had the strength they were supposed to, and both of them were fine. My husband put some coolant in it, but we're going to go ahead and take it to the shop tomorrow just to have them look at a few things. The engine light is on. We're going to do a coolant flush. We just want to make sure that everything is good to go, so when he goes back to work, he went on ahead and he took some vacation time so that he can work on that and do some other things, and that way when he does go back to work, we won't have to worry about the car. It's a 2003. It was kind of sitting around for a few years in escrow. We expected it to have some issues, So, we're not surprised. I'm using this Joa pencil. I'm trying to get it used up. It's not one of my absolute favorites, but it's currently in my project empty, so I really want to get it used up as quick as possible so I can move on to other things. So one thing about me, it's like when it comes to something I spent my money on, I don't care how inexpensive it is, I spent my money on it. It's very difficult for me to just, declutter and toss things. I'd rather put it in a project empty, so at least this way, it's getting used up and it doesn't just go to waste. So I mentioned this before. I have like three foundation type products right now currently in my project empties that I'm working through. It is so freaking warm in here. I have the window open but the blinds closed. I actually find that I like the lighting better when I don't have a ton of light spilling in through the window. I feel like it just looks softer for some reason. I'm going to prime my eyelids using the Party Proof eyeshadow primer from ColourPop in Caramel. I have really, really been enjoying this one. My tax refund finally got approved, but I'm getting less than I thought that I originally was. They were saying something about it not being calculated the right way, which, I'm not very happy about, because if what they told me I'm actually getting was what they originally said, okay. But when you're expecting this amount and then being told, oh no, you're going to get this amount, it's crazy, especially when that has never happened to me. I do my taxes on TurboTax using this face palette from Pink Ruby. It's a blush and highlighter palette from I've really, really been enjoying this. I think I used this in my last Shop My Stash. I'm not positive, but I'm just going to use this really pretty cool tone pink here called Haze. But yeah, I have been using TurboTax for years to do my taxes, and never have I not gotten back what it said that I was going to be getting back. I have never sent my tax return in for approval and then checked and it gotten approved, but I was told you're getting less than what you originally thought. That's never happened. Not in this many years I've used TurboTax. And I'm pretty sure it has to do with an earned income child tax credit, which I'm confused about. I'm going to highlight using the Jelly Highlighter from e.l.f. This shade is in Dew. It's been so long since I've used this one. I have so many products, you guys. I really need to start pulling out and using more. But I like to take my finger and just dab it in. It's really beautiful, kind of a dewy highlighter. And just looks really, really natural on the skin. And I just add a couple of drops. And then I blend it in. Like, it looks super, super gold, but once you blend it in, it just leaves this really pretty, just kind of a natural highlight to the skin. But what they did was they sent out this form, and in the form it tells you, like how much you receive from that advanced earned income child tax credit thing, right? And then you put that amount into your tax form. You're doing your taxes, which is what I did. So I figured that's already been subtracted. I should be fine. I can't figure out why all of a sudden I would have a significant difference, where my tax return is concerned. I have no idea. If what they told me I'm getting now is what they originally said, I wouldn't be super bothered, but it's annoying, like I said, when you're expecting one thing and then being told you're getting something else. It's frustrating, especially when you kind of have that money kind of planned out as far as what you're wanting to do with it, and now you have to just kind of adjust everything. But right now, there are so many other things that are happening that are worse. So I'm happy to be getting anything at all, but still frustrating. All right, so for shadow, I'm going to be using the Stone Cold Fox palette from ColourPop. This is not a new launch. It came out sometime last year, but you guys, I have been loving it. I've been pulling this out so much. Like I said, when I talked about this, I think this was in maybe my favorites last month, but it was definitely in one of my top 10 palettes. And I think it was in the palette that surprised me the most when I did that little tag video. I have been absolutely loving this palette. I was always someone that was drawn more to warmer tones. I didn't think cooler tones would work with me, but my God, this palette is stunning. One of the things I love the most about it is how the shadows are kind of transformative. This is a cool toned palette. Like this shade over here, which is called Stranger. You look at it and it looks like it's a taupey, kind of a tan, light brown kind of a shade. But when you go to put that on your eyelid, it's actually like a lavendery purple orchid shade. Like the shades in the palette don't look the same on your eyelid. I think it's absolutely stunning. But we're going to do something a little more on the natural side since I'm just going to the store, with my husband and my son. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take Stranger, put that all over the lid, maybe take Stone Age, put that in the crease, and then go ahead and take, then we're just going to go ahead and stick in this row. We'll take Gravity Heal and we'll put that on the outer corner. I do have some more palettes and stuff that are on the way. Something has delivered, but I'm not exactly sure what. I need to go and check. But I mentioned it before, the Juvia's Place palette that's on its way. I'm really, really excited about that one. Got some stuff from Blend Bunny, Shop Miss A. Have I ordered anything else? I can't even remember, y'all. Sometimes I get into this little shopping moment where I just do like a big old shopping haul and then I can't remember everything that I've ordered, so I honestly cannot remember. I did see a new palette coming from Violet Voss. It looks absolutely stunning. I can't remember what it's called, but it's got like pinks and purples in it, I think. I'll drop a picture up here so you guys can see. I saw it on one of the profiles on Instagram, but I can't find it anywhere else. I don't see it on the Violet Voss profile. It says that it's new at Sephora, but when I went to go check on the website on Sephora, I'm not seeing it. So I'm not exactly sure when this palette's supposed to launch, but when it does launch, there's also a blush palette as well. I'm definitely going to be getting both. I'm kind of excited about that. I love Violet Voss's formula. But see, I don't know if you can see how it's got kind of a lavender, kind of a gray kind of a tone. It doesn't have that tan caramel light brown shade that it's looking like in the palette. I just think this palette is absolutely beautiful. I have really, really been enjoying it for like just everyday cool toned looks. I'm also wanting to do a full face of kimchi. So yeah, I've got like a lot of things planned. So hopefully March will be kind of an exciting month for you guys. My refund is supposed to drop March 8th, I think. That's another thing. It's like the IRS was behind this year, or is behind this year, so tax refunds have been taking longer than normal. I always get my tax refund before the end of February, always. So it's about, I'd say, 2 to 3 weeks off. Like I said, I'm happy to be getting it, at all, but there's just been a lot of little surprises this year that I hadn't dealt with before, which is a little bit frustrating. So what's going on with you guys? Is there anything exciting happening? Let me know down in the comments how things are going in your world, if you have any exciting plans coming up, what your February is going to be like. My birthday, February, what your March is going to be like. My birthday is in March. I am a Pisces. I'm going to go in with Sediment to Be right here as my shimmer. This has been one of my absolute favorite shades in this palette. It's kind of a bronzy, cool toned bronzy gold, which doesn't make any sense, but it's just got this really beautiful kind of metallic, I know what I'm looking for, gemstone kind of. I mean, it's a really, really beautiful finish. I'm going to use this eyeshadow shader brush from Beauty Bay. I also saw Beauty Bay had a couple of really nice palettes that are supposed to be launching too. One that's like a giant green palette. I'm kind of excited about that. I saw that on one of the makeup profiles as well. Once again, I didn't see it on Beauty Bay though. Like I went to the Beauty Bay website to try, their profile to try to see if I see any information about launch dates and stuff. I see nothing. So I don't even know where some of these makeup profiles find these pictures, because I will go to like the actual brand profiles and not see any information. But yeah, that looks kind of exciting. Kind of lost my original thought there for a moment. But as I was saying, my birthday is next month, March 12th. I will be 46 years old, you guys. 46 years old. Getting up there in age. I don't really ever talk about, my age much on my channel. I know that there is a kind of a lack of YouTubers that are a certain age. And so I know that having a channel with somebody, with me being the age that I am, it does kind of fill in something that may be a little bit missing. But I don't really talk about my age much because I don't feel like it shouldn't matter. Makeup is makeup. No matter how old you are, no matter what your age, younger, older, I don't think it matters. How you want to do your makeup is how you want to do your makeup. You have a lot of people that like to say, you shouldn't do this or do that when you're a certain age. That's just not me. I feel like makeup should be fun, and no matter what your age is, you should do whatever it is that makes you happy. If you want to do green sparkly glitter eyelids, do green sparkly glitter eyelids. Whatever makes you happy. And I think that that's what really matters the most. It's just having fun with your makeup. I'm going to line real quick using the Hard Candy eyeliner. This was the Marilyn Monroe collaboration. I got this in a friend mail, and I have really, really been loving this as well. I'm pretty sure it's still available. I used to follow this one channel just for like a little while. I subscribed to her from Rich Lux. I may have mentioned this before. I may not, but if I have and you've heard it before, I apologize. But he had this one person who's a friend of his, and she's over the age of 40. I'm not going to say her name or anything, but, she seemed very sweet, nice, fun personality. And so I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and subscribe to her, because her thing was makeup over the age of 40. So her focus was, makeup and beauty and all that for women that are over the age of 40. So I thought this might be kind of fun. So I subscribed to her channel. I watched a few videos, and honestly, it didn't take very long for me to go on ahead and like unsubscribe. And the main reason was I found her to be very, very luxury. Her whole thing was talking about what you shouldn't do over the age of 40. Now, ladies, those of us that are over the age of 40, you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be applying glitter to your eyelids. And it got really annoying. Like I said, for me, makeup is fun. It shouldn't matter your age. Do what you want to do. Now, there's a specific technique that you're wanting to learn. That's one thing. But as far as like, shades, tones, textures, all that, that's personal preference, whatever makes you happy. And the last thing I want is to be watching a channel that's focused on doing nothing but telling me what I shouldn't do just because I'm over the age of 40. It's my face. I will put whatever I want on this face the way that I want to put it on my face. And that's all there is to that. I'm going to go ahead and throw on some of these lashes from Ardell. These are the Demi Wispies. I've been practicing using a tweezer, and I have to say, using the tweezers makes it a lot easier to put on your lashes. It was not something that I ever thought about before. I tried to use them in the beginning during my the beginning of my makeup journey when I was first started deciding to use lashes. I tried them when I was first learning how to put on lashes, and I just felt like it made it harder. So I just wasn't used to using them. I'm using the Duo Lash Glue. This is the Quick Set Strip Lash Adhesive in White Clear. Really, really like this. But I've been practicing with the tweezers, and I do find that the tweezers do make it easier and quicker to apply lashes. I think I'm going to go ahead real quick and throw something in my waterline. I'm going to use this one from ColourPop. The shade is in France. It's a beautiful kind of a bluish purple. Just want a little bit of something there. So I did my lashes and my lips off camera, and that is going to be the end of this video. Kind of like the look that came together. It's just a really pretty kind of an everyday natural cool tone look. Really enjoying this palette. If you like these types of videos, be sure to give the video a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. If you are new to my channel, you are not already subscribed, I would love it if you would consider joining my little family and hitting subscribe. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you can be notified of any videos coming up in the future, and don't forget to follow me on my other socials as well. I am on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.